You know, if I don't make that, if I don't get that Canelo fight, I really don't care. You know, I mean, I'm really happy where I'm at in my career. I'm happy with the opportunities I'm getting, and you know, what I mean, it's just now, it's just proving myself that I'm the best fighter in the world at whatever weight class I'm at.
David Benavidez has made it clear that he is no longer interested in a showdown with Canelo Alvarez at 168 pounds.
Do you think he'd ever fight you at 75?
I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. I thought he was gonna fight me at 168, and now I'm at 175. I don't think so.
The two fighters have long been linked as potential opponents, with many believing that Benavidez could pose the toughest challenge for Canelo, but the long-awaited fight between them never came to fruition. Now, with Benavidez moving up to the light heavyweight division, the possibility of them meeting at super middleweight seems unlikely.
It definitely does. I just feel bad for the people because the people are missing an awesome fight. And at the end of the day, this is what we're here for, just to give the people a good fight. So it's insane that that fight never happened because, you know, it's two of the biggest, you know, one of the biggest fights in boxing to make. So it's kind of messed up that we couldn't make it happen for the fans, but it is what it is.
Benavidez, who is currently the WBC interim light heavyweight title holder, has shifted his focus to his new weight class, and he is determined to stay at 175 pounds. Benavidez stated that he feels his body is adapting well to the new weight, and he no longer has the desire to drop back down to 168 pounds. Having just turned 28, Benavidez believes that he is entering the prime of his career and that the light heavyweight division is where he belongs. He remains focused on proving himself as the best fighter in the world, regardless of the weight class. And if the Canelo fight does not materialize, he is content with his current trajectory.
To be honest with you, I feel like I'm only worried about 175. I'm not coming back down to 168. You know, I feel like my body's starting to, you know, I'm starting to get used to 175. You know, I mean, I'm building more muscle, and I just turned 28, so I'm starting to get in my prime now. So I feel like this is the lane I'm gonna stay in. I don't care about nothing else. And my main objective is to beat David Morell, beat him, you know, and to put a beating on him and then go up and then face whoever's next.
Benavidez' next fight will be a highly anticipated clash with David Morell on February 1st, 2025 in Las Vegas. Morell, a talented fighter from Cuba, is the WBA regular light heavyweight champion, and both men are undefeated heading into this matchup. For Benavidez, the fight against Morell represents an opportunity to solidify his position in the light heavyweight division and move one step closer to facing the winner of the upcoming rematch between Artur Beterbiev and Dmitry Bivol for the undisputed light heavyweight title.
I think we were ranked #1 in the spot to fight the winner, Beterbiev Bivol. So if that's what it is, then I'm 100% ready for that as well.
You know, that fight, it doesn't make as much money as the Canelo fight would have made at 68 if you guys could have made that fight happen, but it does mean an awful lot in terms of proving you're a great fighter. Is that good enough for you?
Yeah, definitely. And I think just, you know, with these big fights, I'm able to build my brand more and more. Kind of like Canelo did with his career. You know, he went up, he's beating bigger fighters, you know, and
while the focus is on Benavidez and Morell, the shadow of Canelo Alvarez looms large over the light heavyweight landscape. Canelo has been at the top of the sport for years and holds titles in multiple weight classes. However, despite his success, many fans and analysts have questioned his reluctance to face Benavidez, who is considered one of the most dangerous fighters in the super middleweight division. Some believe that Canelo has avoided Benavidez for fear of the latter's power and relentless style. While Canelo has faced many top-tier opponents throughout his career, Benavidez has long been seen as the one who could potentially give him the toughest challenge.
I don't really like to bash somebody because at the end of the day, I give respect to Canelo. He's a great fighter.
Yeah.
He's one of the best Mexican fighters of all time.
But wanting to fight him, David, is not bashing him.
Yeah.
That's not bashing him.
But that's what I'm saying. They spin the narrative on Instagram. Right. If I say something, they say this or that. But I only want what I earned.
Right.
And I'm entitled to it. From what the WBC told me, they say you win the title limiter, we'll give you a title shot. You win the WBC interim title, we'll give you a title shot. I've been in this position for 3 years. So just because Canelo, he could do what he wants, as he says.
Right.
He's not going to fight the top competition. And he's holding all those belts hostage, bro. And it's not like you got other great fighters, too. You got me and David Morell's there. Yeah. How is it fair that these sanctioning bodies let him pick and choose who he wants to fight? And then the Canelo fans, too, that be talking shit, bro. Like, do you guys not want to see the best fights?
Right.
Like, I don't understand. I'm just trying to make the best fights happen. And that's it. At the end of the day, I just want to give the fans what they want to see.
Yeah.
Benavidez's decision to move up to light heavyweight is not simply about avoiding Canelo, though. The 26-year-old fighter has always had the ambition to test himself at the highest level, and the light heavyweight division presents a new set of challenges that he is eager to conquer. With his previous run at super middleweight, Benavidez became one of the most feared fighters in the division, racking up impressive wins and stopping top contenders like Anthony Dirrell and Caleb Plant. His dominant performance against Demetrius Andrade in November 2023 further solidified his reputation as one of the best fighters in the sport. However, after multiple failed attempts to secure a fight with Canelo, Benavidez chose to move up to light heavyweight, where he could compete for new titles and face new challenges.
Right time for you to move up from super middleweight to light heavy.
But this is the right time to move up to super light heavyweight because I did everything I could do at 168. I've been there for 10 years. But the only other thing I had to achieve was, you know, fighting for the unified world titles, and Canelo Alvarez is holding all of them. So he doesn't want to give me the fight. You know, I've been mandatory for the past 3 years. I've done everything I could do to get that fight. I still haven't got it, so I'm not going to wait around for nobody. I'm going to go and make my own lane at 175, and that's exactly what I'm doing. My goal is to become unified world champion at 175. And just reign there, and then maybe go up to cruiserweight. You know, so I still have a lot to grow. You know, I'm 27 years old, so.
Although Canelo and Benavidez's paths no longer seem likely to cross, many still believe that the fight between them would have been a classic. Their styles would have made for an explosive encounter, with Benavidez's power and aggression clashing against Canelo's tactical skill and experience. Fans and pundits alike have long speculated on how such a fight would unfold, and many continue to believe that it would be one of the biggest bouts in modern boxing history. Robert Garcia believes that Canelo wouldn't want to give Benavidez a shot because he has the power to do so, but he also said that he would love to see a fight between the two boxing titans.
I personally think that Benavidez is going to stay at 175 because I don't think him versus Canelo is going to happen. I think there's already been so much talk, so much saying back and forth to a point where Canelo is going to say, why? I just don't want to give it to him. You know, Canelo has that power. You know, he doesn't need the fight against Benavidez. To us, I would love to see the fight.
Garcia thinks that Benavidez has the tool to defeat Canelo, but you can never count out a legend like Canelo. He stated, Canelo is so talented that he could actually win this fight. I personally feel like Benavidez has the tools to beat Canelo, but I could be wrong. He also believes that Canelo is not afraid of fighting Benavidez as he has faced them all. Canelo has fought everybody. I don't think he's afraid. I think he's too proud and just saying that I can do anything I want. I don't have to please everybody that's asking for this fight. He's like, I don't have to please Benavidez or his dad, who have said things about Canelo that weren't too nice. I think he'll get a lot of respect for giving this fight to the boxing world, but he doesn't have to do it, so I don't blame him for that. Oscar De La Hoya believes that Benavidez would knock Canelo out if the fight ever happens. He thinks that Benavidez is young and has a high output of jabs, which could trouble Canelo.
Yeah, I think he knocks him out. Benavidez is a monster. He throws. Benavidez throws literally an average of above 50 to 55 punches around. Canelo, Charlo, in the first round, they threw one punch combined. I'm not talking to you as, oh, I hate Canelo, oh, I hate Benavidez. No, I'm talking about a boxing expert. Those are the facts. That's reality on paper. Now, what happens in the ring and the bell rings, I don't know. If Canelo lands that one bomb that he always throws, the right hand, I mean, it's sayonara. It's game over for Benavidez. But I think Benavidez, because he's young, because he's strong, because he's very versatile and throws a lot of punches, it's going to create problems for Canelo.
Andy Ruiz believes that it would be a 50-50 fight if Canelo faces Benavidez in the upcoming future.
If it was up to me, like we keep on saying, we want to see Benavidez. Canelo, hell of a fighter. But my personal opinion, he's Benavidez. You know, that's just my personal opinion. And I'm allowed to speak my mind. That's what it is. We want to see Benavidez. Let's make it happen.
Paulie Malignaggi believes that David Benavidez will dominate Canelo if the fight ever happens. He stated, "Personally, I've been saying this for 2 years. I think David Benavidez runs him over like a train running over a car that's stuck in the train tracks. I stick with that. His apprehension to fight the mandatory continuously only cements my opinion. I don't think he's gonna fight Benavidez. The only reason I want to see him fight Benavidez is for the belts, because I don't even think it would be a good fight. I'm more excited about other things than I am about Canelo." On the other hand, David Morell has his own plans for the future. Morell, who has been making a name for himself in the light heavyweight division, believes that he has what it takes to defeat Benavidez and become a major player in the weight class. The two men have had heated exchanges in the lead up to their upcoming fight, and the tension between them has only added fuel to the fire. Benavidez has been vocal about his belief that Morell is showing signs of fear, and he is determined to make a statement when the two meet in the ring.
And my only objective is going in there and inflict as much damage as possible on David Morell. I'm going for the knockout.
It's getting personal now?
It's been personal.
Well, you say he's a complicated fighter. You know it's going to be hard. But now that all this is happening, how you feel different about him?
That's more fuel. That's more fuel to the flame to go in there and do what I got to do. Now, I'm really going to go in there, I'm going to put a beating on him.
Benavidez has expressed confidence in his ability to knock out Morell, and he is focused on putting on a dominant performance to further cement his place as one of the best fighters in the world. While Benavidez is focused on the task at hand, the rivalry between him and Morell has only intensified. The two fighters nearly came to blows during a media workout event, with Benavidez shoving Morell and the Cuban fighter retaliating by throwing his WBA championship belt at Benavidez. This moment of tension is a clear indication of the animosity between the two fighters, and it only heightens the anticipation for their showdown. Benavidez has vowed to make Morell pay for the disrespect he has shown him, and he believes that the fight will serve as a statement to the rest of the light heavyweight division. For his part, Morell has been equally vocal about his confidence in his skills. The Cuban fighter has emphasized his superior technical ability and his ability to outbox Benavidez. Morell has argued that Benavidez is too one-dimensional, relying primarily on offense and lacking the defensive skills needed to deal with a fighter like him. Morell believes that his refined boxing style, honed in the Cuban boxing school, will be the key to defeating Benavidez. He has predicted that he will not only defeat Benavidez, but will do so in a decisive and impressive fashion, leaving no doubt as to who is the better fighter.
It's secret for everybody that Benavidez were, you know Robocop? Here, that's it. Look, the Benavidez versus Brown, it's 12 round. You know, this time is the real secret. I never fight Brown before. I mean, I think so. Brown not have like too much power for Benavidez. So you know, he's the big guy. He's as stronger too. So you have like the good lefts. You training hard. You have power. You have everything. I mean, nothing. For you.
Keep your head up.
I can dance. I have moved. You know, I can dance. Benavidez can dance.
Moreover, in a recent interview, Benavidez accused Morell of refusing to participate in pre-fight drug testing and expressed his hopes that this won't be the case leading up to their Las Vegas showdown.
I'm not going to say David Morell is taking steroids because there's been no test of him taking steroids, but I will point out a few things. When you hear more than one person talking about steroid use, and at Betco too, he said that he got tested the whole time and Morell did not get tested one time. That kind of raises some red flags there.
Benavidez emphasized the importance of a clean fight and called for VADA testing, claiming that fighters who faced Morell in the past were not required to undergo such testing. Benavidez pointed out that for previous high-profile bouts against Caleb Plant and Demetrius Andrade, testing began 14 weeks prior to the fight, but he found it odd that Morell had not been subject to the same requirements. While Benavidez refrained from directly accusing Morell of steroid use, he raised suspicions about Morell's attitude toward VADA testing.
Every time, you know, when these are high-profile fights, we get tested because as we should. When I fought Caleb Plant, I'd signed the contract 14 weeks out. we started testing 14 weeks out. Andrade, same shit, 13, 14 weeks out, start testing. Because they wanted to test me because they said I was dirty, supposedly. Or if they thought I was doing cocaine or whatever it is. I tested, I did whatever.
Benavidez further defended his stance by mentioning that he has been tested more than 30 times by VADA and has never complained about it, stressing his commitment to clean boxing.
So then when I get this fight with David Morell, you know, we knew about it months before, like 4 months already. I had told them, you know, I'm not asking stuff that hasn't been done, but when are we gonna get the test? They kept saying next week. Until I told them, I'm like, bro, well, how the f are we not testing when I heard that he takes steroids? And, you know, we're already on week 9. No testing. I told him, bro, I'm gonna cancel this whole fucking fight because it's kind of weird because how is a person that has been accused of shit is not getting tested?
Despite the trash talk and animosity between the two, many analysts believe that the fight will be a true test for both men. Benavidez's power and aggression will be met with Morell's technical skills and boxing IQ, and the outcome is far from certain. While Benavidez has the edge in experience, Morell is younger and has shown a great deal of promise in his early career. Jaime Munguia has expressed his excitement for the upcoming fight. While Munguia believes that Benavidez, with his greater experience, will have the upper hand, he anticipates an exciting and competitive fight between the two skilled 175-pounders. Munguia sees Benavidez as a stronger fighter due to his extensive experience, but he also acknowledges Morell's talents. It will undoubtedly be a very good fight, Munguia said, adding that both fighters are well known within their circle and that the clash promises to be a thrilling fight.
What's your reaction to David Benavidez fighting David Morell? How do you see that fight?
Bueno, yo creo que sin duda va a ser una pelea muy buena. Pienso que debería ganar Benavidez por su experiencia, porque tiene mucha más experiencia que Morell, entonces creo que es un peleador más fuerte, pero Morell también es un peleador muy bueno, entonces sin duda va a ser una gran pelea.
You like it?
Sí, me gusta. Sí.
¿Por qué?
Pues yo creo que los dos son invictos, pues están en la misma empresa, se conocen, saben, no sé, se me hace una pelea muy emocionante.
Meanwhile, other notable figures in the boxing world have also weighed in. Dimitri Bivol, who has sparred with Benavidez, remains neutral on the outcome, choosing not to pick a winner while recognizing Morell's impressive skills.
To be honest, I didn't see anything about this fight, but I know Benavidez, I saw a couple of short clips of Morell, and it's an interesting fight. Really big fight.
However, former welterweight champion Sean Porter gives Benavidez a slight edge, noting that his experience and strength could be key factors in the fight. Porter emphasized that Benavidez has encountered resistance in previous bouts, which could provide him with a mental advantage over Morell, who has not faced the same level of opposition. Despite this, Porter acknowledged the challenge posed by Morell's size, speed, and power.
I think that David is special. I think that he's gonna get better. Like you said, I don't think he peaked. Yeah. I think he's peaking, but I don't think he is as good as he's gonna be. You never see that to you in the biggest fight of your life.
Gonna get better.
He's gonna get better. You never see how good he truly is until he's in the biggest fight of his life.
So what are your thoughts about this? Do let us know in the comment section below. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to subscribe and check out some of our other videos on the screen right now.